right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, his presentations are always very hot, so you might want to put on some sunblock. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next presenter, his name is Kevin Jenkins. He's the CEO of the Urban Global Health Alliance and the co-founder of Freedom Airway and the Freedom Travel Alliance. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to your feet and greet Special K, Mr. Kevin Jenkins! Hey!
All right, everybody, stand up. Come on, you know my rules. I hope everybody's doing well today. I know I got 15 minutes, so I'm going to try to use them the best as I can. I want everybody in this room to give freedom a standing ovation, and I'm going to tell you why. Give freedom a standing ovation. Well, I don't know. You sound like you still want to be slaves. Give freedom a standing ovation. There you go. There's something beautiful happening in America, and that is that all of us have come together to fight against the tyranny of our time. Isn't it incredible? There's something mystic in the air. You have all of these beautiful people. I've been on the stage with Clay since he started, and I've learned so much traveling around the country. I've been to 57 cities, 39 states. I just left New York. New York was dead at one time, now it's alive. But I want to have a conversation with you today that's critically important about then and what's happening now. I say because a lot of us come to these conferences and we're filled with fire and we're embracing everybody, but the hard work happens when we leave. The hard work happens when we leave. We're one family here. We're one tribe here. We all love each other. But there's something ugly out there in America. And we are prepared because we are all the chosen ones. See, I believe that. God chose us to be here at this moment. God chose us for this time. And I think because we're here, we're showing God that we're listening and we love Him. Right? I have some slides for you. If you could put the slides, I'm going to move through them quickly. But I want you to do some things for me today that I normally will not ask you to do, which is everything. Because when I was growing up in the 1960s, my parents, my grandmother, my great-great-grandparents then could not go into a diner because they said we were unclean. I couldn't go swim in a swimming pool with some of you in this audience because I said I was unclean. I couldn't go into restaurants because they said I was unclean. I couldn't even go to some of the schools that you went to, and I was blessed, and I went to some really good schools because I was unclean. This is where we are in America today. This is where we are. And we all have to fight against this tyranny together. It is not about race. It is not about class. It is about power and control. If anybody thinks it's about race, they need to leave this building right now because it's not about that. We have become one family this year. We have become one family, and this is what they did not anticipate. This is what they didn't anticipate. But there's some challenging things happen. That's why I say then. So remember back then, right? They told us we should be separated, we shouldn't speak together, we shouldn't be together, we shouldn't even walk in the same room together, but they were fooled because we are together in this room today. Right? Right now, they're running scared because we're doing our homework about what happened in Germany. We're doing our homework about what happened in Africa when the slaves came at the bottom of the ship. We're doing our homework now, and we're looking at the tyranny of our time, and we're measuring it against the tyranny of yesterday. And we need to take that history serious because we're not taking it serious enough. Over 5 to 10 million people have watched these conferences since I started. I want to see 12 and 10 million people on the streets in their neighborhood taking back their communities. I am no longer going to come to these events if I know you're not working because I'm busting my butt for you every day. I'm sorry. I have to tell you the truth. But There's something uniquely happening where we have the opportunity to build a bridge to the future out of this tyranny that they never expected. And this is our opportunity. You're all God-loving people. You love your family. You love faith, family, and freedom. You love it, right? Well, why are we acting like it? We're still asking for permission to exist. We're still doing it. And when you leave here, you have a duty to fight for freedom. You have a duty to fight for family. And you surely have a duty to fight for your children. Now, get that clear. They're coming after our children. I had some slides, but they're too long. But let me tell you what the slide said. Then and now. You remember World War I, you remember World War II, you remember Nazism, you remember all the horrors that have happened to take our freedoms away from us. So the question today is, what are we going to do about it? What? Take it back. But we can't take it back by being conference goers. We got to take it back by being real soldiers for Christ. Now, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here listening to us, but I got to give you something different today that will make you understand that the slave passport is real. What they're trying to do in taking our freedom from us is real. What they're getting ready to do to our children is real. What they're doing to our seniors in those senior nursing homes is real. Taking our earnings away from us is real. Taking our property away from us is real. They're building a system to control everything that we love, everything that we believe in, because they believe they are our God. Do you hear that? They believe that they are your God, because they're surely not mine. Now, a lot of us have been trapped in fear this year. I get it. A lot of us concerned about our jobs. I get it, because that's where they wanted us to be. So when you ask for an exemption, I respect that, but you're playing into their system. When you get a fake slave passport and you go to get another slave passport, that means you believe in racism. That means that you believe in segregation. And we have to push back. We cannot buy into their system. And if you have family members that are buying into their system, say you're buying into slavery. Universal slavery. Where you won't be able to live your life freely as God intended to for you to live. Because all of us believe in God. How many people in this room believe in God? How many people in this room believe in the power of God? How many people in this room believe in slavery? Got you there. Because our silence and our fear is leading us into slavery. Now, folks, you don't come back after this. You don't get a second time after this. And this is the legacy we're going to leave our children. I had 60 slides showing what medical apartheid is. I've been going through the country. I just left Georgia. A year ago, I couldn't get 2 black people in the room because everybody was worrying about if black people were going to take the jab. Well, obviously they didn't. They surely didn't. Now the job is coming into fruition. Something's happening now. Let me tell you what's happening. In Georgia, I had 500 black Americans came to an event to learn about medical apartheid. Can you believe that? And I got to tell you, I had tears in my eyes that day because I've been traveling so much. I didn't pay attention to the fact that these communities around the country, they get what's going on. They understand it better than we do. And they're going to fight back, but they can't fight alone. None of us can fight alone. None of us. Now, Clay told me to fire you up. Well, I'm getting ready to fire you up. Everybody stand up in this audience. Now I'm going to fire you up. Now I heard everybody in here cheering the other day, today, but I got something I want you to do. This time, I want you to send a message to the world. Look what's happening in Australia. Look what's happening in Paris. Look what's happening in Germany. Look what's happening in Africa. There are people all around the world like us preparing to fight for everything they have. Now, what I want you to do, because I'm gonna do my job, I want you all to raise your hands right now. And I want you to make a declaration to God. To God. Now, we're all speaking to God now. That when I leave here, today or tomorrow, that I'm going to go back to my community, to my neighborhood, to my churches, the one that are still left open. And we're going to make a declaration that we're going to fight for our freedom. We're going to fight for our children. We're going to fight for this country. And we are going to win. Keep those hands up. Don't be lazy. Keep those hands up. Don't be lazy. Because we fired up for God, right? I keep telling you, all you God-loving people, well, are you fired up for God? I shouldn't have to tell you to say that twice. Now, I want you to think while your hands are up. And I want you to take a deep breath. And I do it every place I go because it's important. Because a lot of us have been living in fear for the year and a half. We're still trying to figure out the tyranny. It's real. It's real. I want you to take a deep breath because I want to fill it up here. I want God to fill it. I want your children to feel it. I want the country to feel it. I want you to inhale God right now. See, God heard that. And exhale fear. Now keep those hands up because these hands are up for God. They ain't for me. I want you to close your eyes now. And I want you to think about what kind of country do we want to live in tomorrow? What kind of world do we want to live in tomorrow? We're going to think about then and we're going to think about now. But our now is something new. We're going to build a different bridge. We're going to build a different community. We're going to build a different country. You see how quiet it is in this room? Because we're connected. Right now, consciously, we are connected to God. Right now, we're asking what? We're asking ourselves to seek God's face. And when we seek God's face, we find to have the right answers. And then when we find the right answers, we what? Find out God courage. Now, I want everybody in this room to scream. I, listen, choose to go with freedom. I choose to go with freedom. One more time.
I choose to go with freedom.
One more time.
I choose to go with freedom.
One more time.
I choose to go with freedom.
One more time.
I choose to go with freedom.
Now let me tell you why. Because God said, love wins. Am I right? Everybody in this room, God said, love wins. And I want everybody in this room to know that I'm not afraid of anything. Because I got God on my side. I'm not afraid of anything. Every time I open up my mouth, I ask God to move through me. Every time I open up my mouth, I step in my square and I take my turn to fight for freedom. I take my, what? Do you fight for freedom? All right. I got a lot of favors in my pocket. I want to ask you to do me one more favor. Now, this is the most important thing because this shows us where we're connected. You ready, folks? I want everybody in this audience to hug each other hard. Right now, nobody's exempt. Nobody's lazy on my watch. Everybody hug each other tight. All the way in the back there, I'm watching. All the way back there, I'm watching. I'm watching. All right. I'm watching. All right. Now, you've had some great speakers up here, and I love them all. I love them all. They travel from all around the country. But at the Urban Global Health Alliance, we need your help. So join us and make sure you donate to us, because we've been all over the country doing the work. We're everywhere. But I got one better for you. Freedom Travel Alliance, we're not joking. We're building a bridge to the future. See, we're going to be traveling without them giving us permission. Nobody gives a free individual or free person permission. And you need to stop asking for permission. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong? You're still asking for permission. So I want everybody in the audience to give me some love. I want you to cry out freedom as I walk from off this stage, because I don't know what the heck I'm going to do after this. That's right. Now, that's some real freedom. I love you guys. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Let's hear for Kevin Jenkins.